in our spirit. Most of us get stuck in our spiritual practice because we feel like, welcome to the season of winter. Most of us get stuck in our spiritual practice because we feel that we need to be constantly doing spells, rituals, buying crystals, buying candles, and herbs, and all sorts of things. But here's the thing. The single most important part of my spiritual practice has been learning the art of flowing. Flowing with yoga, flowing with the seasons, flowing with magic, and what that actually means. So without further ado, let's get into the heart of today's video, which is the season of winter and what you need to know to just better flow with the season. Stay tuned till the end because I am going to have a little witchy story time for you because it's been a while. Hey everyone, I'm Anya. Welcome to my channel, The Season of Anya, where we are a collection of yogis, witches, empaths, aliens, star seeds, and God knows who else. And I love each and every one of you because that's what makes the world a better place. We are a community of spiritualists here gathered seeking a deeper purpose in life, typically through understanding the healing modalities of yoga, magic, and witchcraft. So let's get into it. Winter, so how does this all work? Winter invites us to slow down. With the autumn equinox prior, we are slowing down. But now, even if you're in a place like sunny San Diego, like myself, things around us are slowing down. It's colder. The nights are longer, right? We have the long nights now. Slowing down doesn't mean so the season of winter is about slowing down. With the preceding fall equinox, we are slowing down versus winter, we are kind of halted in a sense. I think that's what makes this time of year so magical, is because we see these twinkling lights, these sparks, these traditions that we try to carry through, and they're beautiful and everything, but there's also this heaviness in the air. Even if you live in sunny San Diego like me, right? The nights are longer. There's still beauty in the world, right? It's not necessarily desolate, it's just different. And with that, in particular, let's just keep it honest. The holiday season brings on a lot for each of us. It brings on a lot of, well, memories. And sometimes with those memories come conflicting emotions. It can be memories of Christmases you wish you never experienced. It could be memories of Christmases. And I'm a witch, and I say Christmas, Yule, whatever, truly, honestly. I mean, I guess I'm a Christian witch because I also observe it all. But with that said, whether it's the holiday season at the very least, it's this weird dichotomy of beautiful, making memories, magic, happiness, like the classic Hallmark movies, and all this beautiful boxed up loving energy packaged with grief, loneliness, maybe failures too, right? It's the end of the year blues where we're like, damn, this year didn't pan out the way I thought it would. Or, missing people, missing the past, or trying to get away from the past and still stuck in the present that hasn't quite come to fruition. It's memories, it's longing, it's old wounds, it's family patterns. It's that ache for life that doesn't maybe exist yet. I know for me in my journey, I'm like, damn, still another single Christmas? Okay. But here's the thing, winter isn't heavy because you're failing. Winter is heavy because it's this sense of honesty that it brings out, especially with the polarity of summer where things are just booming regardless. Even if life is kind of going, shitty, life is booming because life around us is booming. So it's easier to kind of, lift up versus winter. There is stagnation in the air, regardless of your climate, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere. So what can you do to work with that season? Quite honestly, flow with the slow. So really, really make time for your spiritual practice. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, again, endless rituals and magic. It can, but it's also moving with what we call this darker energy, which is simply just heavier. It allows us, it's almost like we consciously view the world in slow motion a little bit. It's slowing down and making each movement, micro movement in our life a little bit more noticeable. It's so easy just to be caught in this loop of achieving, of gaining, but this is so much more than that. This is us trying to grow, trying to gain. Slow the hell down. Don't fight this season. Feel your emotions. It doesn't mean you have to feel them and be sad about them, but at least acknowledge them. Something that I've learned through my journey as somebody who's dealt with all sorts of anxieties and depressions is that there's a way to acknowledge the hurt without living in your hurt. I think part of the magic of this time of year is, like, at least for me, kind of forcing myself to get into the holiday spirit, forcing myself to get excited, because I am feeling that collective slow. I am feeling that collective, longing that we all are. Well, many of us have grief. Even if your life is perfect, chances are you are missing someone or something from your life. Obviously, perfection is an illusion, but we won't go there. So what could your rituals be this time of year, if we're going to call them? So what could your rituals be this time of year? It could just be stepping outside under a full moon, and yes, being a little chilly and gazing at the beautiful moon. Maybe putting your spell jars, I got mine right here, out there, letting them charge. But also, this is a really good time to kind of set the blueprint up. It's weird. It's not about manifesting per se. It's not about creation per se, but it's this quiet leveling up period. It's this, okay, this did not go as planned, period. What am I going to do about it? And it starts within the self. It's about looking inward. For example, if you're trying to bring on love, and I swear to God, I've been saying that for like the past almost 3 years now on this channel. If you're bringing love, do something that you know you need to do in your life. And it may be choosing happiness. It may be forcing yourself to get excited about the holidays instead of just wanting to sulk in them. It may be forcing yourself to go outside and have fun and make memories. Do it for yourself, but also, shake that spell jar for your love. I'm doing this for my future partner, my future companion, as much as I'm doing it for myself. That way, when you set yourself into place, you're going to attract, whether it's a mate, whether it's a career opportunity, whether it's whatever, these habits that you're forming, these micro habits, these little habits that you're forming now in this period of going inward is going to set you up for your manifestation goals. So now is really an important time to actually focus on yourself. A ritual for you or, for us could be something like, okay, instead of going on TikTok in the morning, I'm going to do a brain, like a puzzle, like I have this app, it's called Lumosity. I haven't used it too often, but I've had it for years, right? I'm going to do that just for like 10 minutes or whatever in the morning instead of rotting my brain, because I have goals and ambitions I want to achieve, and I need to go make sure my brain is sharp so I can stay connected and focused for longer periods of time. A morning ritual could be, you know what, instead of being so wired, I'm going to have a cup of coffee. Or excuse me, I'm going to have a cup of tea instead of a cup of coffee. And make that tea with intention. This time of year is very vibey, to be honest. It's very much this, your energy is what's going to set the tone for the new year upcoming. It's about, yeah, I'm cold, but you could either be like, I'm cold, or, you know, how can we make this cozier? How can we make this more nourishing? How can we make this more fulfilling, desirable? Is that making sense at all, you guys? I hope so. I know these videos aren't necessarily like, here's your full moon report, here is a spell, but it's more so about ideas and about getting out of putting yourself in a box of like, this is how I practice witchcraft, this is how I practice this, versus just living life and connecting with the world around you, because everybody else is collectively going through this. Maybe not everybody, again, is a practicing witch, but we're all experiencing grief and loss during this time of year as a collective. We absolutely are. And the more we're able to just acknowledge that and acknowledge that, yeah, maybe that guy or girl who was jerky to you at the gas station, maybe just experienced loss, or this is their first year without their mom. Having that knowing outside of yourself is what's going to bring us closer to humanity. Also, too, this time of year, winter, is a great time to reflect. Ask yourself, be honest with yourself. What didn't pan out this year? Why didn't it pan out? Did I hold myself back? I know I'm guilty of that. How can you have the best year ever if you're not putting yourself out there, if you're not taking chances, calculated ones, risks, same thing? You get my point. How am I supposed to get out there and build a community when I'm not doing anything to grow a community, to be in a community? Life isn't going to happen for you, my friends. Life will happen with you, but where are you in the process of it? Yes, there are circumstances outside of our control. We're not talking about that. As spiritual beings, we are here to be participants, active participants in our story to the best of our abilities, and as well as the active participants in the community around us. And that's not by being quiet. That's not by being timid. But it's hard. I get it. I struggle with it too. I thought this was going to be my comeback year, and it was a good year. But it wasn't the one I expected. Shocking. But I'm growing every day. Some other questions you could ask yourself. What am I ready to release? I know it's such a constant question, isn't it? Release. But really, what are you going to release? A lot of times, I have so much fucking body insecurity that I am still clinging on to for dear life. That's getting in the way. It's getting in the way. I want to attract a mate, but I fucking hate everything about myself. Can't do that. Sorry. You can't. And I love myself, but you know, we all experience this to varying degrees, guys. And I just want to keep it honest with you. I'm not trying to be a guru or a spiritual leader of sorts, but in a sense, I am trying to lead you to your own path and just let you know, like, yeah, these feelings are normal. More importantly, though, how about you ask yourself this? What am I quietly becoming? Again, right? This is the time of year for quiet, for slow, for just being. What is one thing that you can become that maybe you're not going to tell everyone yet? You're not ready to unleash. I do believe there is a power in sharing, but also there's a power in having this quiet confidence, this quiet underdog story within yourself where you're like, yeah, I'm ready to change some shit. I'm just not ready to tell everyone. Sometimes it's just nice to just show up and be like, I'm here, a whole new person, you know? Again, guys, that joy that we seek in winter, it is a choice. You have to seek it out. I'm going to share. Yeah. I know for me, okay, so for the witchy story time, it's a great, okay, because here's the thing, if you can be brutally honest with yourself, that creates clarity. And with clarity, you will find your direction. Accepting everything about yourself unapologetically and changing what you can and accepting what you cannot. With that said, witchy story time. So basically, okay, so there's little food for thought for you. Now, for my witchy story time, and I sure hope you listen to this because I have these moments of being connected and I wish them for you just as much as anyone else. I don't know about you all, but I find that joy is really hard for me. If you said, hey, I need you to work 80 hours, I'd say, hell yeah. But if you asked me to just be and relax and just be present, oh my God, talk about a nightmare. But with that said, life isn't going to happen for me unless I do something, and sulking in my room at night, waiting to have a life that I want to have isn't going to bring me any closer to happiness. I got to choose it. So the other night for the supermoon, I went out drumming, and man, I did not want to go. I was in a headspace and all sorts of things. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go. It's been almost a year since I've gone. I need to fill my cup. Actually, it's been longer than a year now that I think about it. I need to fill my cup. And I know it will. I know it's good for me. So I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it with grace, with gratitude, and with excitement. Because excitement is truly a choice. I feel like the older you get, the more that becomes true. So anyways, I finally made it to drum circle. Of course, I'm like, where the heck is it? Like they said it was in a hotel. I didn't know where it was going to be, trying to talk myself out of it. I said, no, go there, get happy. It's about raising the energy, right? Yes, we are moving in the slow, but there are also times of joy. It is balance, my friends. So I go to drum circle, and you know what? I'm not even going to lie. The second I sat down, because I was already in the state of like, I'm just going to have fun, damn it. I drummed like a freaking champ. I was like, doom, 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 doom. And I was like, oh my God, here it is. I'm feeling connected. And it was great. By the end of ritual, I was reverberating. I was like, yes, I call it ritual, but the end of circle, same thing. Reverberating. And then cute little drummer boy comes up to me and he said some of the right words that this girl needed to hear. Also, my intention for this full moon was, universe, show me my options, which I just think is so funny. And then I'm like, on this drumming high, and I'm like, let's live life untethered, And so I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, hey, you want to come to our house and keep it going? And like, my first reaction was, okay, sure. The fuck? No. Bad on ya. And I instantly was like, why the frick did I say that? So then, this is where the story really starts to pick up. So then I'm like, it's only 5 minutes away. He's a sweet boy, but a little too young for me and not what I'm looking for. I'm very specific on what I want these days. And so, I'm like, how am I going to get out of this? Well, next thing you know, behind me. That was an ambulance sound, but a cop car pulls up behind me, lights and everything. I caught off a freaking cop. I don't know. I think I was in such a state of distress. I may not have even seen him. So anyways, I pull over and I'm like, crap. And then of course my negative Nancy self was like, damn it, this is the worst full moon ever. Damn it. The one time I tried to have fun. Cop comes to my car, bangs his flashlight nicely, but he's cops, people can be, anyways. He taps his flashlight on my window. It's pitch black, by the way, hence full moon vibes. And he's like, you realize you just cut me off, right? I'm like, no. And I don't know what I said. I don't know how I responded. And I'm like, like shell shocked. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, if there is a God, if there is a goddess, I am going to just not get a ticket tonight. I'm like, I am manifesting that this ticket isn't happening. This man is going to I'm going to use whatever witchcraft I can use on this man and like look at him with like these soft, innocent. I wish I was joking. This is all in fun, guys, but I'm going to look at this man with these soft, innocent eyes. Whatever the hell that was. Anyway, I'm gonna look at him with these eyes and just let him know I have spirit in my heart and to have mercy on my pathetic little soul. So I give him my license and he's all looking at it like, what kind of license is this? I'm like, what do you mean? It's a California license. Anyways, I'm like, oh my God, what now? Like, I just got this license last week. So he goes back to the car and I'm just like staying positive, staying connected. Like, just my heart chakra was like booming because I just have so much spirit in the head. Thank goodness, from going drumming. He comes back to the car, you know, and he's like, okay, so where were you headed? And I'm like, well, since honesty. And he's like, I can't hear you. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm nervous. This guy, he did not budge. He was cute, but he was intense. I was like, oh. And anyways, so I'm like, well, since I'm sorry, I'm nervous. And I said, well, since honesty is the best policy. I don't know why this is like, since honesty is the best policy, I was deciding if I wanted to go like hit up this guy that I just met and go to his house. Who says that? You know, or just go home. I said it. And I don't know. He's like, okay. He's like, well, I'm going to let you off with a warning. Use your turn signals. Don't cut people off. But if you're gonna, don't let it be a cop. And he goes, do you have any more questions? And I'm like, no. And of course I'm like, God bless. My only regret with that interaction is that I didn't ask him if he was single. Honestly though, because I feel like I've been so much in the passenger of position of this journey that I'm not taking those chances because my ego and my body dysmorphia or just my self-perception is still in the way. But whatever. He let me off on his way. Now the story keeps going because look, this is kind of alignment. That whole drum thing afterwards was not in alignment, and I acknowledge that. And you know what? Universe took that away because at that point I'm like, you know what? Enough time has passed. They probably don't think I'm coming anyways. I'm just gonna bounce. I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna go off and go home. I'm tired. And then again, you know, and I'm looking up at the moon. It's so beautiful. It's a massive super moon, right? And I look up at the sky and sometimes I'm able to connect with the moon. I love the moon, but it is an energy source. And man, my heart was just feeling my heart chakra was booming. It was beaming. My soul was being nourished. And then anyways, I pull off on my little off-ramp exit. And you know what? The second I pull off to go home, I look ahead and I'm like, whoa, traffic completely gridlocked. And that's that. I went home and you know what? It was just one of those things where I was just like, damn, dude, I lived my life in alignment today. I truly did. And everything worked out. And you know what? That just helped me shift the narrative a bit of, you know, allowing myself to flow. And that's why I make these videos about working with the seasons. That's why I make these videos about learning how to flow, whether it's through yoga, whether it's through being the path of the witch. Because when you're connected, when you have those moments of connection, things just start to shift. And it's amazing. But you got to learn to work with the energy around you. So with that said, if you have any stories about being divinely connected like that was kind of actually a tame story compared to some, but still, let me know in the comments. I love sharing this kind of stuff. I call it, you know, like my little witchy wisdoms or whatever, but I love sharing that. I'm so excited for what's to come, you guys. 2025 has been a good year, and I hope yours has been a good year too. More content to come. Let's leave it at that, okay? Thank you for watching. I will catch you on the next one, and so much love and light to you on this journey.